Hi, everyone.
Hey,
I'm Alicia,
and I'm Meredith.
and this is Summer is Fun, a Summer House podcast, season 7, episode 4.
hmm
This is the best one of the season. It's not good, but like we're getting somewhere.
I feel like we're about to hit the top of the mountain here shortly. I'm really over the to be continued when they don't
We
need
can
to
talk
do
about it. We
it,
don't, yeah, bad.
but
It's okay,
it's really building up the Danielle and Lindsay split in a
which
nice
is
way.
great, which is
Yeah.
great. Okay, before we get into it, check us out on the A&M Podcast Network. Sorry, still got the cough. You know how I do. But we have this podcast. We have It's About the Pasta, a Vanderpump Rules podcast. If there's one podcast to fucking listen to, it's this one. We usually say the opposite. I
I
usually am a big
know.
hater of the Vanderpump Rules
But
podcast,
you know
but
what?
this is
Everything goes
it.
through its season, and like
This is it.
Vanderpump is center stage right now.
You want to know the difference is like Summer House, we know the ending, but we don't know like how we get there, right? With the Danielle Lindsay
Yeah, but
stuff.
Vanderpump kind of was the same way.
But Vanderpump, we know like, okay, Raquel's gonna hook up with Schwartz and so and
Yes.
so. Like we knew, but now it keeps going. It's amazing.
But it
It's
was even
truly amazing.
hitting before
That's true.
the news dropped. Like I was engaged, like I
This
was
season
enjoying it.
hit. You know what? That's what Summer House needs. We need everyone to break up.
That's actually valid. That is
That's the
this is
greatest
giving us
thing.
proof.
Yeah. We also have One Season Wonders that is on hiatus right now because we are in live seasons. Please be sure to rate, review, subscribe. We have one new review, Meredith, to read. So funny. You guys know I love a 1 star. All right. So
Hit
it
me
is
with it.
from Jaws Cheeto 2022.
Cheeto.
Or her name's Jocelyn, as she nicely signed the review.
Oh,
So Jocelyn, let's talk about it. So she gave us 1 star. She titled it Too Much Drunk Talk, which, girl, that's the show, but okay. So she opens up and says, thought I'd give this podcast a try. Thought is spelled THOT, thought. Thought
hey.
I'd give this podcast a try for something new, but you talk about people getting wasted so much and actually express negativity when they are not getting wasted or talking about getting wasted. I know it's a big part of the show, which is sad, parentheses, I just watch to watch, because these people are playing with fire. Alcoholism is a real disease. Alcohol is addictive and it can grab you and ruin your life before you know it. And you say your own life is messed up, my dear, stop drinking and it won't be. Jocelyn,
There's a lot to unpack here.
let's start with, yeah, I complain when people aren't getting wasted because if I wanted to watch sober people, I'd watch a different show.
Well, yeah, like when the premise of the show, when it's been going on for 7 years, is partying in the Hamptons, that's what
That's
I
the thing.
want.
If you want to soberly party in the Hamptons, that's fine, but you have to party and
That's a thing.
they're not doing the party part.
It actually at the end of the day is not about the drinking.
It's about
Well,
the party.
it's half about the drinking, like
It's
it
about
because
the
then they make
party
terrible
though.
decisions, and I love that. But like, I'm not upset with Carl and Lindsay because they're not drinking. I'm upset that they're not participating.
Yes, 100%. And like, I don't know, they obviously Carl has a problem. We do not want him to drink again. We play with
No,
that fire
and
on Vanderpump Rules. We
wholeheartedly
don't need it.
no. We understand alcoholism, terrible disease, as you mentioned,
Yes.
but
But
this
Carl,
is
before he started dating Lindsay, did party. He took
yes,
water shots. He
yes,
participated. But if
yes,
you have two people who are not participating, who are dating, they will just excuse. We already know couples excuse themselves. That's why we
yeah.
don't want couples. A sober couple
Also,
is just
way
even
to take a jab
worse.
at our lives. I mean, I actually have barely been drinking this year and my life is still a disaster. So like
Yeah,
it's for me,
listen,
it's not the alcohol, it's a me thing.
I think I probably made a comment about like, oh, my life is a mess because I was
My life's
drinking. And
constantly a
listen,
mess.
sometimes it's always a mess, but sometimes I'm drinking and that's why it's a mess. Sometimes I'm not drinking and that's why it's a mess. So
Yes.
like if I stopped drinking, I think my life would be even more a mess
I'm proof of it.
because I do enjoy drinking, but I'm not an alcoholic because I don't drink all the
But
time.
moral of the story, it's reality TV. In real
No,
life, yeah. Do I want these people getting wasted all the time? No,
no.
of course not. But that's this is the life that they signed up for. So if they're going to be here to entertain me, partying in the Hamptons, give me the party in the Hamptons.
Also, Jocelyn, it sounds like you just don't like the show because you said it's
And
sad that a
that's
big
fine.
part of it is drinking.
That's fine. I think
You should
other
watch a
shows are for
different
you.
show though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Anyway, so thanks for that, Jocelyn.
Thanks. Really, really understand it. See you on the flip side.
Jocelyn's not going to be a part of the rest, but if you like us, please follow us on Instagram at Vanderpasta. We're
Tell
posting.
us why you like drinking in the Hamptons on TV.
Yeah, we'll fucking listen to it.
Give us a review of that.
Also, join our Patreon, patreon.com/Vanderpasta. Let me tell you what you can get. For $1 a month, you get access to all of our fun pre-shows that Meredith and I do, and we talk about whatever we fucking want because that's it. Also, you get access to any episodes we record early, including this one. So this will drop in on the Patreon before it drops live. So if you want it sooner, $1. For $2 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, you get access to our after shows that we do when we go back and watch old seasons. So we can talk about Bravo News. We're not doing them now because we will drop any news that we know on this podcast without a regret.
Yep.
Sorry, not sorry.
Nope.
Also, we will say your name on the podcast. So we got new names. So everyone bear
It
with
has been a big week on the Patreon.
We think we have Vanderpump to thank for that. Not this one,
No, we know we do, but
it's
you're along for the ride on Summer House too.
Okay, so thank you to Chris, Danae, Dustin, Gabriella, Jackie, Jamie, Casey, Katie, Kelsey, Chrissy, Sarah, Cameron, Tiffany, Tonette, Tracy, April, Courtney, Emily, Gina, Jennifer, Kirsten, Christina, Ruby, and Taylor.
Ooh, welcome, 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 welcome.
Welcome. Thank you so much for joining. You probably won't regret it. I say with some certainty. Anyway, so then for $5 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, for live seasons, which is now, you get to give us your thoughts, opinions, questions, concerns, literally anything on the podcast. We will read them during our patron or
podcast by the people.
Podcast by the people. That's Meredith's segment. I don't remember it.
I announced the segment. You do it though.
We will read it on Podcast by the People. And let me tell you, I did not forget this week to post. Usually I do, not this week. I am ecstatic for all of your thoughts.
This is the prime time to be a $5 patron. We totally understand going down to like 1 or 2 in the off season, but like this is Super Bowl for like 4 months.
This is it. Also, we'll pick a patron of the episode. So I'm prepared again. I have a new document that I fill out. So this week's Summer House patron of the episode is Tonette, because she left us a ton of comments for our Podcast by the People segment. Tonette, thank you so much for doing that. You've been an avid listener for a long time. You've been an avid participator of the podcast for a while. We appreciate you. We love you. This one's for you. Boom.
You're here. This is your episode.
Okay. I think from here, it's time to get into the episode, right? I didn't forget anything. Oh no, we have some comments from last episode.
Oh, let's hit me with them.
Podcast by the People starting now. So Chrissy said, I don't believe any of them about anal, which like when they were talking about
at the tea party, who's done it?
Most likely to do anal. I'm saying it here. They just don't want it on the TV. Probably.
Yeah,
I think Amanda's probably tried it.
Oh, I bet a few of them have.
Yeah. Where is Lindsay when we need her to be 100% honest and make us all uncomfortable? Yeah, Lindsay's done anal.
There's no way Lindsay has.
No question in my mind.
No, and I think she would call people out and be like, "Come on, you're telling me you haven't?"
I think she would describe it in great detail, and we'd all have to throw up a little.
No.
Okay, and then Dustin said, "Haven't been able to listen yet this season. Boo, but we'll catch up soon. Yay."
Oh, thanks, Dustin.
But anyways, the promo with Danielle sobbing hit me so brutal, especially now that we're 3 episodes in and she has had a horrible time in the house going to bat for Carl and Lindsay. Just damn.
I think it's not about to go off the cliff of Lindsay and Danielle's friendship. We're so close.
It's not looking good. Anyway, Dustin also said, Kyle is driving me crazy right now. He's being so needlessly cruel. And I kind of feel he's calling Carl, or he's saying Carl is quiet quitting without actually saying it, which I fucking hate. Yeah, Kyle's rough, dude. Honestly, the whole work situation to me is super tough.
It's killing the mood as much as people going to bed early.
Yeah,
Like
like
I
it's not.
understand him bringing his work stuff and talking about it, but can he try to keep most of it in the weekday segments? Like they feature a lot of
Yes.
Loverboy a lot of the time, and I understand it. Like I understand like when he talked about like the can shortage, you can tell me all that shit. You can tell me little snippets of like what's
Right.
going on in your life and why you're stressed, and
But
I
the HR
understand it.
stuff needs to stay
And
during the
yeah,
week.
I have my own work shit. I don't want to take on yours too.
But he said, great season so far. I'm gonna say that's debatable, just or Dustin, but
We're getting there.
we'll
It's
get
not
there.
horrible. Let's be
Not
honest.
bad.
I think we
Okay.
just are playing the comparison game. Also, Kyle posted with a picture of him and Carl and said that
Yes.
they are watching the season together as
Yes.
friends and learning a lot. And I really honestly hope they do because
I
I do
appreciate it.
like their friendship and I want
Yes.
them to continue to be friends.
And I think it's stupid to end a friendship over work.
I agree. Like maybe you need like 6 month, like, hey, let's like not hang out a lot because like we need to let the
I
emotions die
think
down.
Carl needed to leave. That was the only way this
Yes.
friendship was getting saved,
True.
truthfully. Anyway, let's get into this episode, which I thought again, best episode so far. So
Yeah.
previously on Summer House, we got drunk. Amanda shared her fertility problems. Carl doesn't feel valued at work. Kyle thinks that Lindsay's in Carl's ear, which is honestly the most frustrating part of this work thing. That like it's not Lindsay's fault. To me, that's
This episode we get a lot of like Lindsay's the problem, and it was chalk like nails on a chalkboard to me.
it's so stupid. Okay.
Yes.
Kyle said in front of Danielle of the Carl stuff, and then Danielle's pissed. Kyle and Danielle got into a fight. Danielle told Carl and Lindsay about what happened. Kyle knows he needs to talk to Carl, and Kyle's thinking about firing Carl. So this is like a see, it's all a work thing. Like I don't want it, but
Yeah,
okay.
that when you put it that way, I like
It's all about
frustrating.
work. Anyway, Sunday, 10:23 a.m. Kyle and Danielle are talking still. Kyle doesn't know what feels right. Danielle says that, this conversation feels right at least. And I started laughing because what the fuck, but okay.
This
They
is the
hug.
best version of Kyle talking about it though,
Yeah,
because this is him like being like, I'm just frustrated and I want that side of it. If you're gonna
I
talk about
agree.
it, then just tell me like how
Just be
emotionally drained
frustrated.
you are.
Yeah,
Stop just like attacking these two people
agreed. But they hug.
when they're not
Kyle's
even there.
Agreed. They hug. Kyle's sorry. He knows that, they're caught in the middle. Danielle says she can't always go to back or go to bat. Sometimes you just have to have fun. And then they pack up to leave. So now we're in the weekday. It's New York. On Monday, Sam's being a content creator and Chris is taking photos of some woman in a floral outfit.
He looked like Brandy.
She did a little bit, but she had more. Her work was different.
Yes, yes. But I literally like did a double take and I was like, is that Brandy? And I was like, there's no way Brandy would be featured with all the drama surrounding her right now.
Never. Okay, now it's Wednesday. We're at so immediately I'm like, oh my God, Loverboy has offices. And then I'm like, oh,
said the same thing. But then I was like, wait, is this their apartment?
I literally put, oh, it's just Kyle and Amanda's apartment. And then I go, JK, the office is in the apartment building.
This is so them. I don't know why, but this makes so much
so
sense.
Is this just another apartment?
To me, I think it's an apartment across the hall from them that it's separate. But so they do have to walk across the hall, but it's so close. Amanda doesn't have to wear pants. She can just stick her head out and look left, look right.
Okay, but this cannot be for most people that work for Loverboy, right? It has to be...
I bet most of them work from home.
This is like Kyle's
a meeting office. Yeah, I think if you need to meet with or do Loverboy things, you come in. But I bet the rest, like on a normal daily basis, they all work from home, I bet.
No, Loverboy has an office, but it's not this.
Oh, then yeah, maybe it's like
if Kyle you look on their TikTok, office. It's not this.
Really?
But they're all together at a different office. So I'm thinking, you know how a 2-bedroom
they changed. Like, have you seen it like during the summer? Was it still like a different office?
Yeah.
I don't follow them on TikTok or haven't seen anything.
I've been following the Loverboy TikTok a long time because I always look to see if they have jobs open.
Love that.
So what I'm thinking is, in like a 2-bedroom apartment, you have your bedroom and then you have your office. I'm thinking this is just Kyle's office that you can meet with him. Like the VPs might come in or something.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So, Amanda and Kyle are looking at some lover boy box designs. We find out Carl has sent an email and he's gonna come and talk things through. And then he
Dun,
walks in
dun,
and Amanda leaves.
dun.
So Carl and Kyle sit down. Kyle says, first and foremost, their friendship is what's most important. And he feels bad for last weekend because it came out as a venting session. And Carl says he understands, but it's hard for him to hear it from Danielle. And he struggles to understand what makes sense for him because he is vice president of sales and the face of the brand and is doing events and public appearances and feels like he's doing too much and is not compensated. Here, this felt so goddamn forced.
I was like, this is such a fake conversation. Come on, guys. Like, Kyle literally just called you basically a drug addict and an alcoholic. Well, you are an alcoholic, but like, he just slandered you in front of all your friends on this TV show. And you're just going to be like, I feel like I'm overworked.
Per my email, I think that's what it sounds like. But then, okay, so Carl thinks he's doing all these things. And I agree. This is a fucking lot for one person.
When he says it like that,
yes,
I understand.
I understand. It sounds better than like, I'm just not being paid enough and I do a lot. It's like, here are all the things I'm doing. And I feel like it's not matching my pay.
Yes.
And Kyle's like, okay, but I feel like you're not even working 40 hours, but you're claiming to work like 90 hours.
Yeah.
And Carl says, yeah, he feels like he is missing things because he's distracted by other aspects of the business.
I thought this was huge because this is where the disconnect is Carl, you say like your title is VP of sales, but that's the ball that's being dropped, I'm guessing. And then all this like PR in person, that stuff is what you're doing and takes a lot of time and energy.
Carl's working 90 hours total, including the events and the travel and this and that. Whereas Kyle is saying, hang on, Carl's working all of these hours, 90 hours, he feels like, because of events. I'm sure he's at an event for like 5 hours. He has to travel. That takes, let's say, like 2 to 5 somewhere, all of this. Kyle's like, but you're not working 40 hours for your actual job.
Yeah, like so I'm hearing of all the things you're not doing.
There's a huge disconnect between these two. So Kyle says he wants to make sure that Carl uses his time wisely. Carl feels, who are these people's names?
You're really struggling, but every time I hear names, I already know what's happening. So okay. I can't listen to the name.
Kyle wants Carl to use his time wisely. Carl feels bad for not having a firm answer right now on what he wants to do. So Kyle says, hey, let's rethink everything, including like your title, because maybe that's not what's meant for you. And I want to make sure you feel appreciated and you like what you're doing. Because friend to friend, this is not going to happen again. No matter if it's tension between work or the girls, we're not going to let it affect us. Great. Was not an honest conversation. It was a total business conversation.
No.
But
this also made me think, and I don't know what went down, but if when this business started and Carl got handed this VP of sales, it was obviously a smaller business. They probably weren't doing all these events. So like Carl could keep up with all the actual VP of sales stuff. Then all these events start happening. You know, Kyle and Carl do some together. There's a lot of different combos of like people doing them. But then it seems like Carl takes over the lion's share of it. At that moment when he takes over so much of it, that's when he needed to have the conversation of, if you really want me to do all this, then I can't do what I used to do.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people struggle with that in business, is saying like, yes, I can take that on, but what do you want me to drop?
Give up. Yeah. I agree. I think definitely there was a disconnect. I think Carl probably liked at first, like, oh, I'm the face of the brand. I'm doing all this stuff. This is great. But you do, and like startups don't have HR, right? Like I'm in the startup world. There wasn't HR until after I started, truthfully. So like there was really no one to complain to but Kyle, and Carl probably like didn't. And that's, I am a big believer in like, you need to take your own career into your hands, but I also understand taking on more than you can chew, because that's what it feels like we have to do.
And not knowing how to communicate it. I find it so uncomfortable to give criticism to my workload because I don't want to look like I can't handle things.
100%. But then you also have Kyle, right? He doesn't see all of that. He's dealing with the business aspect. And when he's hearing from all the other salespeople or other VPs that Carl's not showing up, that's what he sees.
Yeah.
Right. So there does need to be this communication. And this is like real
And like
startup
what
shit.
people say about you, it really does affect your position. Like if Carl and Kyle weren't friends and Kyle was getting all this feedback about his VP of sales, that VP of sales would be out of there in a heartbeat.
Yeah, there's definitely like it's hard without that HR kind of aspect.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think I understand this was like not an honest conversation. It was very business and very
Yeah.
professional. I think Carl or Kyle though did a good thing in the sense of like, okay, let's rethink everything,
Let's
right?
find a
I'm
solution.
hearing you now.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to feel valued. I want your time to be used wisely. I want you to like what you do.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to rethink this whole thing. And I like how Carl finally said, like, I don't know what's happening. I'm taking on too much.
Yeah.
I want to rethink
I'm
it.
curious where it goes the rest of the season. And we obviously know that Carl no longer is in the day-to-day operations, but I'm wondering
they're gonna let the girls drama get in between them. Are you? I already know. Done. Spoiler. Anyway.
No, but like, does Carl actually change his position during the summer? Does he try something out and then later on decide to actually leave the company?
I don't know, because he traveled a lot this summer for Loverboy.
Yeah.
A lot. So we'll see. Okay, now it's Friday, 2:47 p.m. Sam, Maya, Sierra, and Gabby are all driving down together. Sam doesn't seem like she's a good driver. Sam and Gabby went on a double date because Josh the boxer just didn't make the cut. So we have a new guy that we never hear about. So hip hip.
Well, I love the double date. Would have loved to see it.
I would have too. Where was that? We didn't need to see Sam being a content creator.
No, we didn't.
Okay, Amanda and Kyle picked Chris up. We found out Chris got a facial for the first time ever. How exciting.
He's so quirky. I am really actually loving it.
I kind of like him. He seems interesting. Anyway, we find out Andrea is coming to the house this weekend and he's going to make us a nice Italian dinner. And let me tell you, no one better fuck it up this year.
Yeah.
Don't fuck this dinner up. Fuck up any other dinner. Not this one.
It cracks me up when Kyle tells Chris and then like Maya tells the girls about Andrea. And then Maya and Sierra are like, oh, let's have a better Italian dinner than last year. I'm like happy we can joke about it. It seems like we're in a better place since last year.
As long as Andrea's not upset, I'm not upset. But if Andrea's upset, I'm going to protect the star of this show.
We don't want Andrea crying and no wine glasses thrown. Please. 2 rules in this household. Get to the tiramisu.
If the building's on fire, I can only say one person. It's Andrea. I want that to be fucking clear.
Hell yeah.
This is it. Okay, so it's Friday, 5:17 p.m. Amanda, Kyle, and Chris make it to the house. Kyle and Chris literally match. It's very cute.
I think this is incredible.
There's one outfit in New York during the summer, and it is this.
It is light shorts.
This outfit, and a dark shirt. That is it. That's it. Carl and Lindsay, I almost said Kyle, but it's Carl. Carl and Lindsay show up. They're excited for Italian night. Kyle and Carl had the conversation. Lindsay's just not sure what Kyle's going to do to make Carl's happy a priority because there's no friendship in business. And I agree. But that's why Carl's happiness is not the priority, but Carl's work-life balance is the priority.
I thought this was a huge misstep by Lindsay by saying like Kyle won't put Carl's happiness first. That's not his job as his CEO. That is not his job.
His job is lover boy.
And if this business doesn't work for you, like startups are grueling sometimes. And so like this is really unfortunate, but it sounds like this isn't the right thing for Carl. So put your big boy pants on and fucking quit.
I always say, listen, startups are what you do when you're young and you can kind of do whatever, right? Mm-hmm. I work for a startup. I'm an accountant. I also am on the TikTok. I've also done customer service. I also help with marketing. I go to the warehouses. Like I do at fucking anything and everything at this company. And like, that's okay. But when I'm 37 or whatever, and I have a serious relationship and I'm going to propose, this probably is not the vibe I want. No. It's okay to get out of the startup game. We're fine. Anyway, keep the equity though. That's what I can tell you. Anyway,
amen.
Danielle's here. The girls' car is here. Paige isn't coming this weekend because it's her brother's birthday.
This sad.
Lexi's in Georgia, so it's just Andrea.
I'm also sad we're not seeing Lexi.
I'm more sad about Lexi. Paige, like sad, but also like it's okay.
We'll see her next weekend. Like,
we'll see her again. Fine. But Lexi, I'm sad about. Do we think Lexi just didn't want to come on the show?
I kind of think so. I
Okay, that's
think
fair.
like she's like just show because we are seeing the exact same photo every single time, even from same one from
Yep.
last year. Everybody's like,
Yep.
get a new photo, which I agree. But I don't think she really wants to be a part of it. But I don't think she
No.
minds being everybody knowing that she is Andrea's girlfriend.
Yes, I don't think she minds Andrea because it seems like Andrea wants to be a part of it, right? He's
Mm-hmm.
coming up this weekend. I think that's why he's not a main cast member, right? Like Lexi's doesn't want it, which is
Yeah.
fair. He
And
should
then
hang
he
out with
doesn't want to
Lexi,
spend his weekends away, but he doesn't mind being a
but
part of it
he
in
should
this some
market this,
format.
right? He's
Yeah.
beloved. So he's going to go on the
Yes.
show, and Lexi's like, do your thing, man. I'm just not going to be there, which is
You know
so
what
fair.
he needs to do is come out with like an Italian line. Give me coffee. Give me a little espresso cups. Give me a tiramisu
Pasta,
recipe.
little pasta in the bag that he
Give
makes
me
himself. I'll
pasta
put it.
sauce. Like,
Right.
come on. If Luke can give me maple syrup, give me some pasta sauce.
Open up a restaurant. I will go literally every night.
You don't need to go that far because restaurants a grueling industry, but give me a product line. Sell it online.
I'm in. I love Andrea. He could sell me literal trash, and I'd be like, "Thank you so much.
He
I love
could
this."
sell me a
He
jar of
was
air
so
and I'd be
so
like,
nice when we
yes.
met him. So
Yes.
nice,
His
nicest
friend took
person.
our picture at BravoCon and was
His
like,
friend was
next,
so nice.
next.
I was really trying to flirt with the friend so I could get an in with Andrea.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm tired of being friends with this famous hot dude. Andrea was so nice. We chatted with him a little bit. Cute pic. Cannot say enough nice things.
Go check out the
Anyway.
Instagram.
Yeah, look for us. Okay, so the house, so I'm at blah, 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 where am I? Friday, 6:21 p.m. Andrea walks in. The house has never been
Oh
happier.
my God.
This is it.
This is my life goal is for my friends to love me this much that when I
Amazing.
walk in a room, the whole place erupts.
This will never happen. Not like this.
I feel
So
like
sorry.
if I came back from the dead, that is the only way.
Yes. Or you had a beautiful Italian accent and brought everyone coffee.
But that will never happen.
See, so we have to be
I have to come back
resurrected.
from the dead.
But literally, if you don't love Andrea, you're evil. I do not
Mostly.
care.
I
Anyway,
feel Gabby though being like, he's
oh,
a perfect male specimen. And what did I deserve? What did I do to deserve not having him?
I
I
agree.
felt this.
I think about this every day. But yeah, okay. So Italian night, he says, was very passionate last year, but this
Yeah.
year it's not gonna be like that. We're gonna make it to the tiramisu.
Yeah.
Got it?
That's one of my favorite desserts. So like I would have been upset knowing that tiramisu was
Could
sitting
you
on the
imagine?
table.
Could you imagine being like the Maya from last year, watching this all go down and going, so no tiramisu?
So
Like
no
you're
dessert.
not even mad.
So
You're
can
like,
I at
what?
least take my slice and sit in my room?
And like Andrea's crying, and you're like, is it rude to take it?
Is it rude to
That's
take the entire pan with one fork upstairs?
what I want. So it's 6:37 p.m. Lindsay and Carl are gonna show up in matching outfits from Versace. I love the we're like officially famous kind of drop, right? Like
Yeah.
Versace baby.
Well, I think
Designer.
did Lindsay drop that they got these for free?
Yes, something like that.
I was like, all right, I know you guys are famous because like you're Bravo celebrities, but for some weird reason, somehow still feels like in a snow globe, like they're not
Like not
actually
that
famous.
famous.
And so I'm like, don't drop shit that you're actually famous. Like, no.
Versace is just
Don't tell me that
sponsoring you.
Versace is giving you outfits. Also,
Yep.
I semi hated it.
It was the ugliest fucking shit. Listen, I will say this because I will never afford Versace. He will never give me shit. They will never give me shit, whatever it is. I think some designer shit is super ugly, and Versace is one of those designers I'm never behind.
I can understand and appreciate the idea behind this, but what bothered me the most is their outfits clashed with each other.
They didn't match. They clashed.
It looked horrible.
Awful.
And then they went out in them, and I was like, Lindsay, what the fuck are you
They're
wearing?
like, these
out?
aren't matching.
To me, I was like, you guys are going to church. You're
Hey,
going to
Southampton
church.
Social. Look at our matching Versace outfit.
It was too much. It was too much.
Whatever. So Andrea's sad Paige isn't here.
This is why I wanted Paige, because like I love their dynamic even as friends.
I still root for these two as a couple. I'm sorry. I know it's never gonna happen.
Especially those flashbacks, like him calling him her wife or his future wife. I was like
bringing her coffee. I like can't. It's just so lovely. Anyway, Gabby and Danielle and Lindsay talk outside. They talk about how Gabby and Danielle had the same boyfriend at the same time.
Still not over it. I love that.
Carl apparently really appreciated Danielle sticking up for him, and the air is cleared, but there's no like clear solution. So then Gabby's like, hey, question, because Kyle and Carl and like they fight over work, does that affect you and Amanda?
Mm-hmm.
And Lindsay says the relationship was affected before this whole work thing because Amanda at the season 6 reunion, I got a hot mic moment and
7
she did
or 6. You're right. Dang it.
6 reunion. But Amanda had a hot mic moment where she called Carl our employee and said he works for us, which I think we did talk about, and we were like, no, but kind of, but no.
I find this weird that Lindsay is staking her whole Amanda fight on this comment when it's about Carl.
This is what I don't like about some couples. Okay, I don't need to have beef with both of you.
Like,
if I only have beef with
you can
one
be
of you.
upset, but like to say that like Amanda tainted your friendship, like Lindsay and Amanda's friendship by saying this, I think is going a little too hard
Also,
on a comment that's not about you.
If Carl's not mad, you don't have to be mad.
Yes. And later Lindsay brings up the second half of Amanda's comment, which is that
Lindsay tainted him.
Yeah, which like okay, that you can be more mad about, but I don't like that in this conversation she talks about the employee comment. I don't think it's that bad to not be friends or like to have friendship beef, long lasting friendship beef, because he technically is your employee.
I get right. Like couples, you got to stick by each other. But I think in like situations like this where you're all friends before you're dating, right? You don't want to get involved in other people's shit. And again, I'm a big believer where if like Carl's not mad about that comment, Lindsay shouldn't be mad about that comment. Lindsay can be mad about the tainted comment. That's super fucking rude.
Yeah.
But the employee thing, Carl can deal with that. Do I think it's a little rude to say? Yes.
100%. I wouldn't want to hear it from my friends, but like also it's true.
But Carl should then be like, yo, I'm not working for you. I'm working for your company. And Amanda could be like, sorry about that. Right.
Yeah.
Also, it has been so goddamn long. Have they not talked about this
yet? Well, it's been like 3 months. Not really that long. It's been really long to us, but to them, they do the reunion.
When did
and
this air?
May.
Oh, so they only had like a few months.
The reunions are a quick turnaround into the next season, like that time frame, but I don't know. To talk about this for Lindsay to talk about this with a new girl, Gabby, I feel like is so weird.
It's super strange, but then also Lindsay says she feels like Lindsay's more lover boy than Amanda.
I hated that comment.
Which was a little rough. I mean, I love Lindsay and I appreciate her going to all these lover boy events.
Yes.
But Amanda's doing the behind the scenes shit with the boxes. You know, she's doing boxes and stuff.
Like Amanda, this has been her entire job since like season 4. I think we just finished season 4 and that's when they're working on it.
Whatever. We gotta leave the work shit right out of it.
I feel like we're fighting the foursome is fighting over who works at Loverboy the most. And I'm like, guys, just do your fucking job and shut up.
I gotta be so honest. I don't really give a fuck about this couple's fight thing. I don't really give a fuck about any of them. Anyway, the boys are teaching Kyle what carbonara is because Kyle's clearly not Italian. He is super, super Irish or something. This dude is not it. No. Anyway, Amanda and Maya and Sam talk. Amanda knows that Lindsay's mad at her. Amanda said she texted and apologized to Lindsay 5 times and Lindsay didn't respond. So Amanda says she's good. She's good on Lindsay then.
I'm even more confused where the problem is.
Listen, this hit different because I'm currently in a situation where I texted one of my friends an apology and they have yet to fucking respond. And I'm also good on them. I thought last night, we're not friends then. Goodbye.
Well, listen, if you're going to be mad and not work through it, then
I'm not mad.
Then we're not actually friends.
You be mad. If you're not going to respond, fuck you then. That's
because
how I feel.
My thing is friendships don't mean that there's no conflict. Friendship means working through the conflict.
We can work through it. We can communicate like adults because we care about each other enough.
And if you're going to ghost. Well, I understand you may need some time, but like I'm all about you have to get over the hump, I call it. Like it's like a speed bump. What is that first interaction? What is that way we're going to like break the ice and get over it? and you got to do it. And it has to be effort on both sides or this friendship will not continue.
I'm also big on, right, because I ghost people I don't care about all the time on dating apps. If I am still not ready to, right, I will respond to whatever and just say, look, like I just need some space. I appreciate it.
Yes.
I hear you. I just need space. So then I let the person
I
know
will let you know when I'm ready.
I care. But I know balls in my court.
Yes.
But if you ghost the apology, I can't do anything for you. That's that.
That's
period.
On you.
Period, point blank. So it is now Friday, 7:02 p.m. We do room assignments. I already forget where everyone's sleeping. It does not matter.
All I know is couples are in the singles.
Couples get their own bed because no one's gonna share. The boys are cooking dinner, the girls are getting changed, and then Friday, 8:07 p.m. It's time for an Italian dinner. No wine throwing this time.
I love the handshake these two did. I actually think that was really funny.
I agree. That was great. We toast to love and life. And then Andrea says last year, we talked a lot about love and Andrea cried because he was so moved. So this year, we're going to keep it more sexual. And he wants to know what you do to keep it sexy in the bedroom. Are him and Lexi in trouble?
I literally was like, oh, you know me. I like hate talking about this stuff.
I love it.
And so I was like, this is my nightmare. Like, I don't want to. It's not just that I don't like talking about it. I don't want to hear about your stuff. Like, I don't need images in my mind of you like doing your business.
So Meredith, you can bow out of this. I loved it. Okay, so actually, I didn't love this first part when Lindsay and Carl.
This is what I'm saying. It's so weird.
So Carl likes zebras, apparently.
Like, wait,
so,
what? First off, okay.
Everyone goes Wesley Stripes, which is exactly where my mind went. I was like, do you like when he watches you? Yeah. Are you like that kind of?
Do you have Wesley Stripes in the bedroom? And I was like, love him.
Are you like fucking on top of him? Like what?
Yeah, is he a prop?
But Lindsay's like, no, zebra boy shorts.
No, I was like, why?
And immediately everyone's like, ew.
I don't get the excitement from Carl on that
zebra.
I'm like, a little zebra on your ass.
Look at your zebra, bitch. Yeah, I don't like. Does she just walk out the bathroom and he's like, now I'm hard. Great. This was it.
To me, this comes off as like, it can be totally true. Sure. But it comes off as I just made something up quickly.
Yeah, because you said Carl likes zebras. And I was like, well, I like whales, but I don't want you wearing whale shorts.
No, that doesn't turn me on. And me liking an animal like elephants doesn't turn me on during sex. If you're wearing an elephant shirt, I'm not like, yeah, let's get after
Very
it.
funny, but horrible. Even Danielle, everyone goes, ew, ew, ew.
They were like, please stop. We get it.
It's I think it's also weird that these two started as like such good friends and are now like so in love. That I would also be like Danielle. I'd be like, it's just weird. Please stop.
Yeah.
Okay, Sierra's a big toy person. Ooh. Sam takes forever to let us know that she also likes toys.
Oh my god.
But her favorite is like this small vibrator, and then your partner has the remote, which I'm gonna say it, that's mine. That is the best. That's it. That's the one, Sam. I'm with her. But then she also likes dirty talk, which I hate. I hate dirty talk. Andrea also loves toys, but he also likes when a girl masturbates to your face, and then like a little, you do a little
detailed, little Trevi fountain,
a little Trevi fountain, boop.
I love how I think it was Amanda was like, everybody put your hands down.
But like that was so hot when he said that. I was like, yeah.
Anything Andrea does is hot. He could tell me to wear zebra boy shorts and I would think it's hot.
If he's wearing them, I'm in. So Gabby likes rough play, like a little choke and a little spank.
That doesn't do it for me.
I don't either.
It really actually freaks me out.
Okay, fun story. Not from me. My friend told me something. So she is into this. And she said in high school, so I have not had sex. I am very prude at this point. She has been hooking up with this guy and she's like, yeah, I had him choke me last night. And I literally went, are you okay? Like, I was like, she's like, yeah, he like was nervous and scared. And I was like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would be too.
And she's like, I wanted it like 50 Shades of Grey. And I go, I haven't seen or read any of that content, but that doesn't seem safe. Like you like to, and then ever since this has just seemed so foreign. Like I've never gotten
Yeah,
it.
I in my personal life have like control issues. Like I need to
This
be
is
in
not for
control of a
you.
lot of
Yeah.
things, and this would make me feel so not in control. It would actually make me have a panic attack.
Yeah, it's rough.
Like what
But
happens if you go too far? That's what would scare me the
you have
most.
a safe word.
I just like I don't
But if
need
you're being choked, I don't know if you could say
like
the safe word.
bruises.
I don't know. That this seems scary to me. So I only date men I think I could beat up. So I can't do this. Anyway, she does say she doesn't like her to be touched when she's sleeping though, and this I
Same.
feel immediately.
Same.
Immediately. I get that.
Same.
Chris then is like, I think he meant it as a joke.
No, I don't think he did. I think he was like his brain was just frazzled of like
Oh, I
this
think
like he doesn't understand how these two align. Like Gabby wants it rough, but then
but don't
doesn't like to
touch
be
her.
touched. Like that's
So
so confusing, and I understand that that's confusing to guys.
so
Us, it's
he
so simple.
says, "Oh, that's why it's so hard to please women." And the whole house is up in arms. I think he meant it as a joke because he said like this is why it's so hard to please you. You know, kind of like a
Yeah.
when I say men are absolutely useless. It's like I want you around, but like you kind of suck sometimes. It was
I
like that.
love the women just get up in arms.
Oh, Chris, this man is gonna
We've given
complain.
you so many ways to please us, and you're confused
You're
now.
still confused. Okay, so then Andrea excuses himself because he needs to go get ready because they're going out, and everyone's like, "Where are we going out?" And he's like, "I'm in town, baby. We're going out to Southampton
Thank
Social.
you,
This is it.
Andrea.
Everyone pack the cars up. None of you are staying
Can
home.
everybody act like they're only going to be there for one weekend? So we got to fit it all in.
This is it. We need a guest every
Maybe
week."
that's it. Is like half these people have been doing this for 7 years that it's like, oh, I've had so many nights at Southampton Social. If I skip one night, it's not gonna
No,
ruin my
we
life.
need someone to visit once a weekend.
Yes. I
Truthfully.
need at least a duo going out. Like bring
Yes.
stories back for the morning.
So it's 9:47 p.m. We're going out. Danielle is super grossed out about the Carl and Lindsay sex thing. Can't
Yeah.
unsee it. Sam also, we learn, never shuts the fuck up. Just cut to the edit where she just keeps talking.
Oh my
and
God,
talking.
that drive especially, that would be so hard. At least at the dinner table, you could chat with the person next to you.
Yes.
The car ride, that's my worst nightmare.
Yeah, it's rough. So Maya goes to pull Sam aside to talk to her and says, "Hey Sam, I just think you speak too much." And Sam, like a normal person's like, "Yeah, I know." Like it's kind
Yeah.
of my thing. So then Sam's like, she wishes she could like not interrupt people because she just like loves to talk. But then she gets really emotional because she says no one ever wants more of her because they say they get too much. And listen, I understand that Sam doesn't shut the fuck up,
Yeah.
but I thought this was so kind of rude.
I I thought the idea behind it was nice. I think the execution was really poor. I think if Maya really wanted to have like a heartfelt conversation with Sam, like right before you go out, this is not the moment, but like maybe if it happened again this weekend, you pull her aside and you sit on the beds and you just say, "Hey, I want like friend to friend. I just want to let you know, like
They're
sometimes
not
you dominate
friends.
the conversation and it can be difficult for other people to talk. So like I just want to let you know so you can be a little bit more aware of it."
Maybe, but okay.
Because
Sam and
I
Maya
have this problem. Like I
has
feel uncomfortable with silences. And so like I have to fill it. And sometimes I can just over talk.
but has anyone ever said this kind of thing to you?
No, but they say it about my dad, and my dad is the exact same way. So then I become really self-conscious about it
Well,
because we both
okay.
do it.
Listen, I have had on two separate occasions, two separate friend groups literally sit me down and say, "You just are too much for us and we do not
I
want to
think
be
the
your
word
friend."
"you are too much." I think
But
phrasing it as
that's
dominate
how,
the conversation is,
sure, but that's not how Maya said it.
yeah, I agree. I agree.
So this, from my perspective, was very hurtful because that still hit. Like, if you're my
Yes.
friend,
I don't
I
like how
shouldn't
this
be
was
too
said,
much.
when it was said. I think
Yeah.
if the end goal to get her to like try and have other people in the conversation is an okay thing to try to do and let her know. But I think it's too soon to tell her this.
I think it's too soon. I think the way Maya went about it's horrible. I think saying it the way she said it is just like, hey, you like speak too much. Just like FYI.
I think it definitely comes off as like you're too much, like make yourself smaller. And that's not what we want to tell
That's
people.
not it.
Or like,
and I really felt for Sam in that moment because her walls are gonna go up. And like, listen, if you're my friend, you're gonna sit me down and say, like, look, you just like get a little loud sometimes, or like, can you turn it down just like a little bit? We love you though. That's not what happened here. And it's really hurtful when people who you think like you're gonna trust and you love you back, and they're like, actually, you're like too bright for me.
I thought when Sam said like, I know I'm too much sometimes, and she started crying, I thought Maya would have like backtracked and been like, no, it's not that you're too much. Like, we love your energy. I thought she would have complimented her to tell her like, no, that's not what I'm trying to tell you. I'm just trying to tell you, like, the conversation at dinner, like you monopolize the time a little bit. So like, we got to get your stories a little snappier. There's a lot of us here.
Also, I'm going to really quick stick up for my girl, Sam, again. But Maya, listen, Sam has delivered this season already, and you have fucking not. So maybe you need to be more.
Good point.
I fucking said it. This really hit a nerve with me, like hard.
Yeah.
I was straight up like, no.
Sam also posted an Instagram story and was like, I know sometimes I can talk too much. It's just who I am, like whatever. And then she said something like, she posted her outfit of going out, and she was like, but you always know that I can turn it around and have a good time. And you know what? That is what we need.
She did. She fucking did. So we go out, it's 11:12 p.m. We do shots, and then at 1:33 p.m. See, I don't even need the party scene. I just need to know we went out.
Yes, because then that means there's going to be stories, or like it just keeps the mood upbeat.
Yes. So it's 1:33 a.m. We're back at the house. Kyle does a little dance. He thinks he looks so fancy. This is what I want out of my drink.
Post party. We used to call it the final, and everybody had a drink together.
I love that.
People went to bed. So you'd be like, final. And like, if you didn't make it to final, like you were kind of slightly shamed. Like, wow, I can't believe you couldn't make it to final.
That's fun. This is a fun final. And I love that Amanda was like, everyone in the kitchen, let's go. And it's
fun to end your night with like everyone.
Yes. They called it Freaky Friday.
Hell
we were dancing. But Lindsay and Carl, of course, just go to bed.
This annoyed me because they go upstairs. Carl weirdly takes her pants off. That annoyed me too.
I could have died.
And then they debated like, oh, should we go back downstairs? I'm like,
nah.
This is, and back to our like review thing. This isn't a drinking or a not drinking thing. Go and sing and stand on the countertop and like hang out with people. You don't even have to stand on the countertop. Be with your roommates. You're awake. They didn't go to bed any sooner. Like they didn't fall asleep or at least we didn't see that they fell asleep sooner than the rest of the people. How could you fall asleep? People are screaming downstairs.
Blasting music. But the cut from Carl and Lindsay to the party, we know who's boring.
This is a massive divide. And granted, like, okay, is Bravo like telling us that they're the boring ones, they're the fun ones? Yeah, but again, the whole point of the premise of this show is we're gonna party in the Hamptons.
We're gonna fucking party. Anyway, okay, so Lindsay says it's a different kind of summer for her, but she has everything she needs. And that's the last we see of them.
That's fine, but that's not everything we need.
No.
Everything you need. I'm thrilled for you in your personal life, but it's not what I need from a reality TV star.
So then everyone starts to go to bed. You hear Amanda go, come on, Kyle. But my dude, Kyle, wants a cookie. And he goes, I don't want a cookie. I don't want a cookie. But I do.
These might be some of my favorite Kyle in the kitchen scenes in the entire show history.
I like see myself getting sad when Amanda's like, come on, let's go to bed, Kyle. But then I get so excited when he doesn't listen because I just want him to find food.
I think I need to build this into my personality. I want to talk to myself in the kitchen when I'm drunk.
I do this.
Find a cookie.
I do this by myself all the time. I'll come in from being drunk and be like, bathroom, time to brush my teeth. And I'll just like say it out loud so I remember. God, so it's 2:18 a.m. I think Kyle's looking for Maya because Maya made the cookies because he says like, where's Maya? But he walks into Danielle's room and he goes,
Maya's sleeping in that room. She's supposed to be there.
Maya's in the other room with Sierra.
Oh, well, they moved,
Dan-
I think, but they were supposed to be in that room. So I think he is looking for Maya.
Oh, I thought it was always Maya Sierra because I thought it was weird that Danielle was staying with the two newbies when they picked rooms. But then
Oh,
Andrea and Chris are downstairs in the big room.
yes. I thought when Kyle walked in, he said, "Hey, oh, where's Maya?"
He
And
did. I
Danielle
think he
said,
got confused because she's like, she's
"Oh,
in the other room.
gotcha. Okay."
So he finds Danielle. He forgets about the cookie because he's like, Danielle, let's talk about last weekend. I was puzzled by Carl's behavior. Like, whatever,
I
he's
was like,
caught up
not
in his
this
own
again.
thing. Kyle's trying to understand the dynamics, which I get. It's weird when two of your friends start dating. The
Yes, and
dynamics
I
do
think
change.
these two can really bond over it because
Yes.
they know these two like no other.
Mhm.
Like it
It,
is a different level for Kyle and Danielle to
yes.
source, like to get used to this relationship than it is for like Amanda and Paige and so on
I
and so forth.
don't want the work talk, but let's talk about the change in the friendship
Yes.
dynamics. This is
Yes.
fine. So Danielle's like, yeah, like I also am still trying to figure out the dynamics. And she admits that she distanced herself at first because she didn't know how to handle it or be around it. And she's still trying to figure it out. And I get that. When your two best
Yeah.
friends are hanging out without you, you're like, what the fuck? But they're a couple. So you're like, I
And
don't know
I'm
what to
someone, if
do.
I feel uncomfortable or like I don't fit, I'm someone who would retreat. And
Same.
like I would want then them to like reach out to me and want to hang
Like,
out with
we
me.
miss you. Come hang
Yes.
out, come third wheel. And I'd be
But
like,
it's
oh, you want
even
that?
sadder when you retreat and then it doesn't happen, which I
Yes.
kind of feel like probably happened.
Yeah. So Danielle just wasn't sure how like this was gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
So normally it was like Danielle and Lindsay, they were best friends. And then with Carl, it was the Trace Amigos. But now it feels like it's just Lindsay and Carl. And it's hard for Danielle to figure out like where she fits. Because is she third wheeling or is she part of the
Yeah.
friend group? Like
Well, and it
what's
seems like
happening?
Carl and Lindsay don't do anything solo.
To reach
Like,
out.
well, that
Oh, I was
too.
gonna say
But
that.
I think they always do things together. Like there is not
Yes.
Lindsay Danielle time. There is Lindsay Carl and Danielle time.
And then it's literally it's not three friends, it's a couple and they're one friend.
And their friend. Yeah.
So Kyle then says, which I don't agree, he says everything was great until she ruined it. No, boo, boo to you.
Listen, you can say they ruined it.
They
Like
both, yeah, sure.
because
They
they're
as a
doing it
couple.
collectively.
Yeah, you can't just pick one person out of the couple that ruined
No,
it.
they're ruining like the
The old
vibe.
dynamics
Yes,
or changing them,
yeah,
whatever.
they changed the dynamic. Like they ruined the Tres Amigas. They are making it awkward to hang out with them. Like they are doing it. Lindsay is not doing it solo because Carl is
She ruined it.
subscribing to it.
Yeah.
He's not fighting it.
So it's now Saturday, 10:52 a.m. Sam cried last night. She hates crying. She's a little puffy.
Mm.
Um, but Sam and Gabby, they were laying it on thick last night with Andrea. It made him feel so uncomfortable. But we all would. We all
I
immediately would.
think this is so funny because this is their first time meeting him. Like
I'm in love too. Yeah.
we all did this when we
Yeah.
first met him on Winter House.
Yeah, we're obsessed. Lindsay and Carl look at each other in the bed and go, "Do you want to?" And they go to
No,
the bathroom.
no, no. I literally was so angry. This
It's just have sex on camera. Lindsay's done it
no, I
before.
don't
Just
want
do
that
it.
either. I don't want that
Carl's done
either.
it before.
But I think it's funny that when they were going to bed, they looked like miles apart. Like they don't cuddle.
Carl was like, "I love you," and she's like, "That is so nice, so much love."
And then
And now
in the
they're like,
morning, they just look at each other and they're
"Can we
like,
fuck?"
"Do you want to?" And there's no like lead up to it.
They're just horny.
They're
They're
just
just,
like,
this
let's go
was
bang in the
this was
bathroom.
the Outer Banks thing we were talking about. There's
Yeah.
no lead up. There's no
It's just
like
0 to 100. And that's not
yes.
how I operate in relationships. Like I need a build up.
I love a little foreplay. We do a
And
little like cute
so
hugs.
like it
Hugs.
makes me uncomfortable because this is not what I like. And so it's like very jarring for me to be like, let's just go bang in the bathroom.
Yo, should we just go fuck in the bathroom?
Like, oh my God.
Okay, it's 12:17 p.m. Sam talks to her mom on the phone. This is her best friend. They're basically twins that can read each other's minds. Sam says she feels like this house is full of big personalities and she knows she loves to talk, but last night she felt like she was told not to and like it wasn't a joke. So I
Yeah.
understand this, right? If I never shut up. And my friends will be like, yo, are you done talking yet? And I'll be like, haha, right?
Yes.
But this was kind of serious where she's like, hey, you like speak too much. And Sam was like,
Yeah.
what?
And this is the third weekend, by the way.
Yeah,
So
they
like
don't know
they have
her.
not known each other that long.
Nope.
I think there was a better way to do this, and it makes me really sad then to hear about Sam and our like college relationship where
Yeah.
she was told that she was just like too much, she laughed too loud. And that's what I don't want, is like Sam to then question every aspect of her interacting with someone.
Yeah.
I just want someone to communicate to her that like, hey, your stories are very long-winded. Kind of like what they do with Dorit
Dorit.
on Beverly Hills. They're like,
Immediately.
because like once you say it, then you can make it a joke and be like, come on, Sam, like
It
wrap
just,
it up.
yeah, they need to make it like a funny joke and she'll become aware, right? When
Yes.
she's
Like
on
we
a,
made it a joke with my dad and we always say get to the point. So people will just start making triangles and then somebody will go like, come on. And they'll like touch their two fingers together and be like, get to the point. So we have to
yeah,
like wrap it up.
my mom does this too. Like she'll tell literally every detail in a story, and I'll be like, does it add to the story? And she'll be like, no, and she just keeps going. But
Yeah.
like, there's a nice way to do it, and it
Yeah.
probably should be the person that's closest to Sam, which would be Amanda. It shouldn't
Yeah.
just be Maya being like, I'm gonna say it. I'm
As,
gonna do it.
again, and especially like right before you go, this just what it wasn't the time, it
It
wasn't the
wasn't
place, it
good.
wasn't the right way to do it.
I don't support
We're not a
this.
fan.
But her mom tells her, do not dim your light, be who you are.
No, I loved
Don't
this from
dim it.
her mom.
Agreed.
Because
Sam,
I like that she got the encompassing of like, you're not laughing too loud. You're not doing all these things. It's not all of this.
it's
Like,
not you, girl.
be
You're okay.
you.
Yeah.
Just maybe in a condensed version.
A short-winded window.
When it comes to
Okay.
stories, laugh as
Yes.
loud as you want, babe.
Yeah. Dance as much as you want, drink as much as you want. You
Hell
look,
yeah.
she's the only one staying up usually, so I support her.
I don't want her light to be dimmed
No,
because
never.
this entire house will be
This
lightless.
entire house has their lights off. Okay. Sam is the only one with a light. So let her. Okay. It's 12:42 p.m. Andrea hates the coffee. Whoever made it is to be arrested. Fuck them. Chris and Kyle do a little pump in the house. Kyle's
is the
upset.
saddest gym I've ever seen.
I know. It's Luke's old room.
I know.
Kyle feels like they could have had more fun last night, which I was like, I thought last night was the most fun we've had.
Yes, but like we have had no fun. So I think there is room for more fun.
Oh, for sure. We're at like just the brink of fun. We finally
We're at the
skimmed
bare
the top
minimum
of
of
fun.
fun.
But Kyle feels like Lindsay is a voice in Carl's ear, which
I'm so
can't.
over this because it's
Great.
the same words every time. If there were new
Great.
issues, and it's like I still don't love that him blaming it on Lindsay, but if there were more issues, it would make sense to me why Kyle keeps saying this. But we've had the exact same issue. In my opinion, it's been resolved, the work thing. So what is Lindsay in Carl's ear about?
I agree. I have nothing to add. Great. So Gabby sages the house, and Carl and Lindsay go on a nature walk and see some turkeys. And listen, this nature walk was the least sexual nature walk. You cannot convince me that these two are in love after this nature walk. They are friends whose time has run out and they are just living together at this point.
This was cute, but like, why can't they invite anyone else on this nature walk?
I
like,
don't know.
We could have had 4 people or like Lindsay and 2 girls going on a nature walk and gotten something.
They're in love.
They're just always isolating themselves. And that's what's annoying.
Babe, look at the turkeys, babe.
That's the thing. If you're going to go on the stupid little nature walk alone, don't give me footage of it. Like we have had people go for runs in the past and like do their little workout and then come back. Like they do their berries thing and then come back. I don't need footage of this.
I don't care. Okay, so now it is 2:57 p.m. Carl and Lindsay are back from nature walk. We find out we're gonna have a slumber party tonight. Sierra, though, before grabs Kyle to go talk about Amanda. Sierra says that Amanda opened up about her fertility journey and lack of getting a period for 9 months. And for a second, I was like, didn't she say she didn't really tell Kyle anything?
I thought the same thing, Alicia. I was like, Amanda literally said she was not ready to talk to Kyle about this. But this week I've seen Amanda talk about it, and she said, as a nurse, Sierra was really, really concerned. And I was like, you know what? That is such a different take. Like
that's different.
If they had other conversations that didn't make, the show. Like Sierra, as a nurse and like a medical professional, was really concerned and wanted Kyle's help in getting Amanda to go to the doctor.
Okay, that makes more sense because I
Yes.
was like, as a
But when I
friend, this
first, I was like,
sucks.
whoa, if I tell you I don't want people to know, then like,
Don't do it.
at least give it a week to like let me tell him on my own or like take it into my own hands. But
Yeah. So Sierra,
I guess it was a
that's
week. Never mind.
basically, well, that's what she's basically doing. She's trying to get Amanda to go to the doctor. Amanda doesn't want to go to the doctor.
Yes.
Kyle knows that not having a period for 9 months is a lot. And Kyle also knows it would be really soul crushing if Amanda can't have kids.
And he knew she
So
wasn't getting her period. He just didn't think
realize it was
about how
so long,
serious it was.
which I think is
Yeah.
fair. Some people on Twitter were like, "How does Kyle not know that like it's been 9 months?" Listen, I wouldn't even know it's been 9 months, probably. Like
He's
I
a
don't
boy.
even
Like, come on.
like some girls are really good at tracking their periods. I'm not one of those girls. I honestly forget like when I start my period, when the
Yes.
doctor's like, when was your last one? I'm like, I don't
Every
know.
time it's coming and I'm eating through my entire pantry and
I
screaming at
forget that
people,
it's coming now.
I have no idea it's coming. And then I
So
get it and I'm like, that's why I'm a fucking maniac.
so I like get that Kyle wouldn't realize it's been so long. Like when
I
you
don't
lay it
hold
out,
him to needing to
no.
know all the details.
Also, I feel like if Amanda just says once, like, oh, I haven't gotten my period in a while, he's not going to comprehend. But when you lay it out, like, here's the number, he's
Mhm.
like, oh,
And he takes it
now I see.
seriously
He does.
when like someone else raised like tells him how alarming this is. Like he does take it
Yes.
seriously. And I
I
actually
appreciate.
really love that here in a minute. We'll get to it, but like he
Yeah.
talks to Amanda about it so quickly.
Yeah. So, okay, it's 6:23 p.m. We're going to have the slumber party. Amanda has a dress code, wear a white top. She bought you pants. We
Cute.
see Andrea's whole penis. Woo!
Massive.
Hot.
This is what we call foreplay.
Wow. Okay, so Amanda then pants Kyle because she's like, "Oh, that's an Italian. Do you want to see an American one?"
They crack me up.
They're funny. The
They
Amanda and
are.
Kyle, I see the romance. I
Yeah.
can't see it with Kyle.
But I see how they've been in a
Lindsay.
relationship for such a long time
Yes.
that like the
This is
friend
funny.
side of it is more evolved.
Yes.
That they have this funny banter, but they're like sexual chemistry was first and then it was backloaded with
That's
this
true.
friendship stuff. Whereas
So
Lindsay and Carl are all friendship up front and it's backloaded with this sexual
the
stuff. So
sexual
it's weird.
stuff, it's super weird. Anyway, so Amanda then gets on like Kyle's back. It's cute. They're like just talking, and Kyle's like, "Hey, like, listen, I know you haven't gotten your period for like 9 months. Like, we should go see a doctor." And Amanda says she's scared to go to the doctor because she doesn't want to hear bad news.
Mm-hmm.
And Kyle, again, he like understands and he's like, "Look, I get it." And I like that's not in front of everyone, right? Like they're clearly whispering it amongst each other in like a fun kind of way where he's just like, "Look, like it doesn't have to be a serious thing, but I want you to go get checked out because like that's what's best for you."
And I love that he tells her, like, I just need you to communicate with me more. Like, this is a
Yes.
very endearing conversation. We have never seen Kyle appreciate and like talk to his now wife like this.
Like this. This was
Like,
amazing.
this tells me he's an adult.
This
like
was
shocked me in a
amazing.
good way. Like,
Yes.
I am so happy. Last season, we were all talking about like, wow, they're in such a horrible place. Like, why are they getting married? This is why they got married. This is their
was
real life.
one of their best scenes ever in 7 years. This was it.
Yeah.
But Amanda's a little upset, you know, in her room. She doesn't want her reproductive system to be talked about. It's a rough subject. I understand because like it's one of those things that you push back in your mind, and when someone brings it up, you're now thinking about it.
I think
it's
this really got her emotional already. So she went into the slumber party
really upset because now it's in the forefront of her mind.
Yes. Like her,
and now
her
like
mind's in overdrive.
Yeah. And Kyle's concerned, and she's like, Kyle's concerned. Like, do I have to be concerned? I get it.
Yeah.
So it's now 8:49 p.m. We're finally having the slumber party. We also have games. It's called Stir the Pot.
I knew this was going to be a bad idea from the beginning.
Really quick. I want to be clear on this Stir the Pot game. If you and your friends are going to play games like this, you have to upfront agree to everyone that you will not be offended. And like, it's all in good fun, right? Now, if someone does not want to play, they are out of the game. You cannot call on them.
I've played games like this, and when something serious comes up, sometimes we'll be like, let's not play that card.
Let's not play it, or make a joke, right? Like if someone's like, who can you most not trust? I'd be like, Meredith, because she beat the fuck out of me in Big Brother and lied to me.
I thought the same thing, Alicia. I was like, I would have made it more of a joke and been like, Alicia, because she won't keep her paws off my food. Like, I can't trust her with any of my leftovers.
If I'm Danielle, here's a really good one. Are you ready? You go.
Because like, wait, let's be honest. None of the other cards mattered. So let's just talk about this one.
Well, I can go through them. But if I'm Danielle, I'm going to go. I can't trust Lindsay and Carl to not fall in love when I'm not there. It's supposed to be, I'm supposed to be in your throuple or whatever.
Like, I thought this was actually said in a serious way.
It was bad. It was bad.
So I was like, oh God.
Sorry, let's get into it. Okay, so Sam says most likely to have a sugar daddy is Gabby. Sierra says horniest is Andrea.
Yeah.
Lindsay said most afraid to break up with, but everyone goes, no, it's you.
The flashbacks.
This was great.
Incredible.
I love the Everett again. Carl Stravy.
How many sandwiches have you made for me?
I love that. I'm gonna go to bed with a guy. Boom.
Oh,
okay, so then Danielle gets, who do you trust the least? Literally say, I don't know, fucking Maya, because she doesn't make me enough cookies. Say Andrea, because he's gonna leave me for Italy. Say Kyle, because he's gonna drunk eat all of Maya's cookies. Do not get serious. You are going to bring the room down, Danielle.
Yes. Even if somebody takes it lightheartedly in the moment, it like the best they can do is just be like, oh, ha ha. And Danielle does not give an excellent,
no. So
a good explanation.
Also, good idea. Carl, because we used to date and he broke up with me. That's a good one. That's a great one.
Yes.
Okay. So Danielle says because this person gives her curveballs and she can't see what's coming with this person, it's Amanda. And Amanda's like, what?
Like, and that was a curveball, Danielle.
I get there might be beef. You can talk about the beef, though, not in a game where we're all having fun.
And that what I don't like is the vagueness of, like, she just throws me some curveballs. What does that even mean?
What? If you really want to call her out, be like, Amanda threw me this exact curveball. Amanda, I trust you the fucking least. We could talk about it later.
Here's the thing. If you're going to go serious, then actually go serious.
If you're going to ruin the moment, let us know why you're ruining the moment.
Give it to us, because I always battle with what we always talk about, like what we would do. Yes. And like, granted, that's not good TV. So like, I understand going for the jugular for the TV show, but then actually do it. Don't just like put one foot over the line and be like, oh, Amanda, you're not trustworthy.
She should have straight up said her feelings and said, you know who's not trustworthy is Lindsay and Carl, because they don't call me anymore.
Okay.
No, because listen, we don't know the beef. As viewers, we do not know that Amanda and Danielle have any type of beef. We know Danielle is upset that her and Lindsay and Carl, their dynamic has changed.
That's true.
So call it out.
But you can even pick Amanda, but I'm just saying, like, say, Amanda said some like things under her breath at the reunion. I feel like I can't trust her.
Tell us. Okay, so Amanda's upset. She starts to tear up. I do not think this was totally about Danielle. I think she was in a bad place.
Agreed.
Then she got this bad card and she's just upset. And I think also
when everybody looks at you like, oh, you're like on the spot even more. And you're like, she literally goes, what did I do?
What did I do? And so Kyle then is like, can you elaborate? Because Kyle doesn't know what happened. He goes,
can you unpack this? I was like, no,
I was like, if you're going to call out, you got to go, you better be specific what you just said. You can't just be general. Fucking give it to me. Let's hear it. Why? This was a cop out. If you're going to go general, you're copping out. If you're going to hit someone something hard, you got to come at it or you're a bitch.
I was just like, this is so uncomfortable. All around.
So Lindsay goes, let's not talk about this. And I was like, no. We're going to talk about it.
If Lindsay would have gotten, you're the, like, I trust you the least, she would have gone for the jugular and wanted to talk about it. That's what I don't like about Lindsay sometimes, is she gets so hypocritical, because if she was put in this situation, she would ask for a reason.
She'd ask why. And this is the only time I miss Paige, because Paige would have been like, give me the reason. Yes. Give me that. She wouldn't have let it go.
Danielle. She would have been a dog with a bone. Like, how dare you say that about Amanda?
And
She is one of the most trustworthy people.
She wouldn't have played it off like Sierra, right? Which we'll get to. She would have sat there and said, fuck you, Danielle. Let's go. Let's hear the reason. Lindsay, shut the fuck up. We're going to talk about this.
Yeah.
So Amanda excuses herself because she said it felt personal, which I agree. It did feel personal.
It was.
It was personal.
The question was personal. So of course it's going to feel that way.
But then again, if you're going to call out, you've got to give us a reason. Let's elaborate. Ooh, I'm hyped. Okay. It's now 10:38 p.m. Amanda has left the game. And Danielle's like, why is she upset?
Oh, God.
Girl, Amanda is upset. It felt personal. Danielle says she feels like Amanda is a friend to them, but then she turns on them. And here's Sierra sitting with her, and she's like, but what specifically? Like,
yes.
You clearly have a problem. Let's hear it. And Lindsay says, yeah, I'm told I'm manipulating my boyfriend and supporting the company, but Amanda says fucked up shit. And I'm like, who asked you?
First off, yeah,
Lindsay,
good thing of like, why are you chiming in here? Because we already went through this with Danielle last episode of, if it's not your fight, stop fighting for it. But also, what has Amanda said against Lindsay? Because right now it looks to me like Amanda's being blamed for Kyle's stuff, which Lindsay is the exact thing you don't want with you and Carl. So why are we blaming the woman?
I think Lindsay's mad at the tainting comment, right? I think Danielle knows that Lindsay's upset. So Danielle is now taking this upon herself, because even Sierra says like, okay, Lindsay, like you have an issue, but like Danielle, what's your issue?
Since you're the one who said you didn't trust her.
Goes, oh, so many undertones. And I'm like, no, and we hate it. If you're mad, just say, she's not nice to my best friend, so I'm pissed. Just say it. Just fucking say
that's better than just saying undertones and curveballs.
So Kyle's getting pissed because he's like, why would she say that? Sierra is trying to tell Danielle, like, dude, you got caught up with Lindsay shit again. Like, this happened again to you.
Yep.
And Sierra tells Danielle, like, Amanda's just trying to coexist. We're trying to coexist. It's not, we know there's beef, girl, and you brought up the beef.
Yeah.
Which I want the beef to be brought up, but not like this.
But by the actual parties of it.
Yes. So Lindsay says, no, Amanda's mean to me. And like, if she wants to come up and say something, she should say something. And I'm like, Amanda doesn't know that she's mad at you, I think.
Amanda says that she has sent you 5 apology texts. She thinks she's in the clear.
Oh, we will get there. So, Lindsay says, no one ever comes to her and says, hey, Lindsay, how are you feeling? No one asks her. And I hope Bravo cut something out, because I don't know how we got here.
Well, yeah, I'm like, wait a minute. So you think Amanda is not trustworthy because she doesn't say, hey, Lindsay, how are you?
How the hell are you?
You're not that type of girl for people to ask how you are and you to answer honestly. That's not your friendship with most of these people. That just isn't what's going to happen.
I don't know. But then Lindsay goes on to say, like, everything she does is wrong. Everything, and according to
Lindsay, she says, go ahead.
Everything she does, according to Amanda, is her fault. Which I'm like, everything you do is your fault. It's just like,
that's true. If you do something, it is on you.
It's on you. But like, does she think it's wrong? So then Kyle's trying to find Amanda, which I think is cute. He's like, where is she? I gotta find her. Kyle's pissed that Lindsay's making his life so complicated. And I just want to put Lindsay and Kyle, the two narcissists, on an island and be like, you two figure it out. Anyway.
It is funny because this is going to end up validating Kyle's like, Lindsay's the problem.
It's just, Kyle and Lindsay have beef, right? So Carl and Amanda are now and Danielle are like pulled in on this beef.
Well, Kyle needs to have beef with Carl, but instead he has it with Lindsay.
No. I think here, right? Kyle unrightfully, I think, like unlawfully has beef with Lindsay for whatever reason.
Yes.
He hates that Lindsay's around.
Misdirected beef.
Lindsay has beef with, I guess not Kyle, but Amanda.
Well, she's about to have beef with Kyle.
Amanda's gonna let Kyle talk on her behalf. So really, Kyle and Lindsay need to beef this out. Like, they're the two that I think need, once they solve everything, it'll be fine, I feel like.
I don't think it'll ever be fine, let's be honest.
Whatever. So yeah, Kyle feels like Danielle's their mouthpiece. Amanda's upset and crying. This has been 7 years of her life.
I think she's just having
I
a
think she's having a
moment.
meltdown,
Yeah, and like
which is fine.
we all have them. Hers
She's
just isn't
having,
on camera, but it is really funny. Her in the room
she's
talking about
like
it.
stomping up the stairs. This has been 7 years of my life.
I'm like, it has, but that you're not upset over 7 years
She's
of it.
upset over the fertility thing,
Yeah,
and she's just pissed that Lindsay's in the house.
yeah.
So Amanda's done, and Kyle's like, no, we must fight Lindsay.
Here's the thing. I actually really do appreciate Kyle going to bat for his wife.
Yes. And I think rightfully so, he goes at Lindsay because he has beef with Lindsay.
Yes.
And he knows the beef Danielle's talking about is because
Is
of Lindsay.
Yes.
We'll get there. Let's just keep going. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get to the point where they start talking. So Kyle's going to go lose his mind. Danielle's still downstairs going, I didn't mean to stir the pot. That's the whole game.
Somebody said literally that's the name of the game. Like,
so Kyle
Danielle, stop acting so innocent.
I know. So Kyle comes downstairs and Danielle's like, why is Amanda crying? And Kyle's like, because you said you don't trust her. And Danielle's like, I didn't mean it to be like a gunshot wound. I just meant it like an open dialogue.
No, that is not what you set up.
Listen, I know TV, you have to discuss things in front of other people. That's why reality TV would be my nightmare, because if I have beef with you, it's one-on-one. We don't need to get the house involved. If you get the house involved, it's a gunshot wound.
Yes. And
Open
the way
dialogue.
this was explained, the curveballs. Amanda, she did not see this coming.
Not even a little bit.
No.
So Lindsay also wants to have a conversation with Amanda. And she says she texted Amanda her feelings a couple months ago. And then Kyle was like, oh, did you? Because Amanda texted you apologizing and you never responded. And Lindsay just kind of sits there.
She has nothing to say.
Not for once.
Because the thing is, Lindsay knows that if she denies this, those receipts are coming out. Like, I think Amanda would have submitted those texts and been like, "Oh, here
come out anyway."
Yeah, I want a screenshot of the text.
Give me receipts. Then Kyle turns to Carl, which I hate, and he's like, "You should be careful, man. I love you, but be careful. She's manipulative. She's like whatever. Fuck your girlfriend." Lindsay's master manipulator. That's it. Master.
I don't think she's actually that good, but
I don't think so either. But he calls Lindsay an evil, conniving bitch.
I don't know why, but Kyle just screaming I loved this.
Listen, I don't think Kyle's right, but do I want to watch? This is what I want.
The highlight of the season thus far.
So fucking funny because he's in the kitchen. Carl and Lindsay literally have like a slight smile and they're just like staring at each other. Kyle's losing his mind.
Yes.
Then Danielle goes, Carl, say something to Kyle. And Carl's like, no, just let Kyle bury himself, which is the smart, sober move, right?
Yes. But I was confused why Danielle wanted Carl to speak up so bad. What, in defense of her?
I did too. I didn't get it. Because in a preview, it looked like it was like in defense of her, but Kyle wasn't coming for her.
No, Kyle has not addressed her.
Was she like, protect your girlfriend? Because here's the other thing. We know Danielle rides for Lindsay. Yes. She got in a fucking physical altercation about Austin last year. So is she pissed that Carl won't stand up for Lindsay? And maybe that's it. Like it's on
Danielle feels like something needs to be said and she's annoyed that she has to be the one to do it.
Yeah, like Lindsay's own boyfriend won't say anything.
Who's also getting yelled at. Like, why wouldn't you say something and defend all of us together?
Yeah. And then Danielle gets caught in the crossfires for sticking up for Lindsay. Lindsay's not even sticking up for herself.
Yeah. But Danielle probably feels so compelled to that she's annoyed with herself that she feels compelled to get involved in this, realizing that she's finally aware that she's getting involved too much, but can't stop the compulsion to do it.
Yeah. And I mean, like, listen, if we're on a reality TV show, I'm going to be like, you say something like, the drama or whatever.
Yes.
like I love Danielle yelling at Carl as a viewer, but I get where Carl's coming from. That is something I would
See, I
pull
think
because I'm
Carl and Lindsay are
conniving.
too rational. They're too
Yes.
normal. Like they're doing things that normal people should be doing, and that's not good reality TV.
Yes, this is something we would do and be like, we handled
And
that
Danielle's not
perfectly.
there, so she's like in reality
No.
TV mode, like, why aren't you fighting
Yes.
back?
She's like, we're filming you guys.
Yeah.
So Kyle goes off about how Amanda deserves better and Lindsay and Danielle are assholes. And Danielle's now crying, yelling at Carl to say something to Kyle because Kyle is being an asshole. And then we get this to be continued bullshit.
Why did we need to do that? Couldn't we just have wrapped this up and woken up tomorrow morning?
But I think you're right. I think it's like this whole right. Danielle has been ride or die for Lindsay, right? She's ready to be ride or die, but I think she's realizing like Lindsay's not going to put her in a position to get in trouble with Kyle to even defend herself.
Yeah.
Carl won't put himself in that position.
So why is
Danielle's
she?
maybe like, why should I?
Yeah. Yep.
But she's
I
like
think she's
upset.
realizing like I actually don't have one-on-one beef with Amanda. I'm just picking up Lindsay's fight and fighting it for her. Like, why am I doing this?
Maybe that's it. She felt like she had Lindsay's back, and now Lindsay's like,
Lindsay won't even fight for herself, but Danielle's probably
that's
like, why
it.
will I if you won't fight for yourself?
I think that's it. Is like Danielle, in
Why
my
am I
eyes,
killing
maybe.
myself for you when you won't even kill yourself for you?
Yeah, yes. So then like she's realizing Lindsay's not going to kill herself for me. So I'm like,
that's probably it. Like if she won't even stand up for herself, why would she stand up for me?
ooh, okay, let's do fun, not fun.
This one's
Which
tricky.
one do you want to? Which one do you want to do first?
I wrote weirdly not fun.
Okay, do
And it's
not
going to
fun.
be controversial because it makes no sense, I think, but it's just,
Okay.
I have to go with my heart.
Okay.
I'm going not fun, Andrea. I wanted more of him this episode. I feel like he
You're
got
the
cut out.
worst.
I feel like he got cut out of the slumber party. And I feel like his weekend got totally taken over by this stupid little stir the pot game. And I'm actually really annoyed. Like, why didn't we
Absolutely
go
not.
out 2 nights? Why didn't we go and like go to a winery on Saturday?
No.
It's probably not his fault, but I'm putting it all on him.
I completely disagree with you. I think you're disrespectful. You're an evil bitch. I can't. You're a conniving evil bitch.
I wanted a fun out of the house
I can't.
activity. I needed like more real summer house, and I'm over this stupid shit of this season.
Everyone riot. Everyone get in our DMs and tell Meredith absolutely.
Do you understand
not.
the why though?
No, it's not Andrea's fault.
I know, but it's his weekend. Why couldn't he say we're going to a winery?
My not fun is Danielle because she ruined this game. She's the reason we're not having fun.
That's kind of true.
I mean, do I think it like is other people too? Sure. But I'm gonna give it to Danielle because listen,
it was all fun and games there for a minute.
We were having fun. This was a great episode. Do I love a screaming match? Yes. Do I think that you are in the wrong in this whole thing? 1,000%. And then the fact that Kyle came down and you said, why is Amanda crying?
Yep.
I just wanted to have open dialogue. You can't come across, if you're going to do it, you have to fucking own it. If you're going to be a bitch, you got to own it because I'm a bitch and I'm going to own that shit till the day I die. Danielle, absolutely not. Or in her confessional, she should be like, I knew what I was doing. Like anything. You're just, you can't be this dumb.
No, just stand in your reason or give a reason.
Give the fucking reason. Okay, who's your fun?
I'm picking Kyle. I actually think the work conversation went decently, positive compared to the weekend prior. I don't think it's Kyle's responsibility to take and figure out Carl's happiness, but I think Kyle's actually from a owning the business perspective, actually trying to work with Carl to find a place that'll work so they can. Yes. It'd be hard to just fire him. That's not the correct route. So trying to find a space he can work in the company until Carl quits is the best way to go about it. I don't condone the blaming of Lindsay stuff, but I think the way he handled Amanda's infertility issue conversation with Sierra was incredible. Talking to Amanda was really incredible. And I am really loving him sticking up for his wife in this screaming match. I approve.
This was a good Kyle episode. I was gonna pick Kyle was one of mine, but I'm gonna go a different.
Do it.
direction. Since you are so rude, I'm gonna pick Andrea for fun because he A cooked everyone a fabulous Italian dinner. B, there was no wine throwing this time. We
That's
talked about sex
true.
and it was so fun. And 3, he then stood up and said, "We're going out," and he got everyone to go out. We had a dance party,
I
and we got to see
understand.
his dick.
You know what? It's the producers around Andrea.
We saw Andrea's outline of his dick. That was magical.
You're right about it.
To do anything. He was like, "I'm the horniest."
You know
I'm
what?
obsessed with him.
I think some of it is like, I'm sad nobody got coffee brought to them. Like the little anecdotes of Andrea.
He has a girlfriend now. He's not bringing you coffee.
It can't be friendship coffee. Like
No.
he didn't carry a bag upstairs. Like the classic Andrea from last season wasn't here.
I think you're blaming the he's my fun.
Overall, I'm upset is all I'm saying.
I'm upset with you. Okay. So we have podcasts by the people. Are you ready?
I am. I almost read them and then I was like, no.
Don't do it.
I like getting them on the spot.
Okay, we have a lot from Tonette. Are you ready?
Yes, it's her episode. Take it away.
Tonette says, if Kyle is not managing him and not his boss, why is the awkward conversation happening? So like Kyle and Carl, let alone on camera. I feel really bad for Kyle to have to air out his laundry and be presented in Kyle's favor as his. I'm just not okay with that. Hang on. I feel really bad for Kyle to have to air out his laundry and be presented in Kyle's favor and his.
I think Carl was supposed to be that first Kyle.
I feel really bad for Carl to have to air out his laundry and it be presented in Kyle's favor.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm just not okay with it. Listen, I get it. I get these white men confused too with the same name, basically.
That actually did happen all episode.
I
find it weird that they also had this conversation on camera, but I feel like they had to after what happened last weekend. They had to.
It was such a big point of like the show so far. The producers were like, "Your guys are filming this. I'm sorry.
Like, heads up, this ain't good. You guys need to like gloss over it and like pretend to make good."
We're like kind of a Hills produced, like you two talk about your beats and figure it out.
Yeah.
She says, I totally forgot about Andrea and all these party emojis. I know. Can you believe what Meredith did? Anyway, she says, I love how he greeted Maya first and the way he greeted her. I need a man to greet me with a hug and wrap my arms around his waist. Fuck yeah. Only Italian men, Tonette. Keep those standards high.
I needed more of things like that. Like, I needed an oversaturation of Andrea.
Tonette said, can we get a new fucking picture of Andrea and Lexi? Like, seriously, bravo. No,
that's
Lexi
the one I read, and then I realized don't continue reading.
Girl, it's Lexi. She does not want to be a part of the show. Anyway, Tonette says, okay, Lindsay needs to stay in her lane as the girlfriend of the person who works for Loverboy and support her boyfriend. Her accusations are not factual and probably knows very little about what Amanda does. Amanda probably, I'm assuming, eats, berates, and sleeps Loverboy because her husband is Loverboy. There'd be no salary for her boyfriend if it wasn't for Kyle. Lindsay needs to chill. I agree. Don't get more involved. And now that they're
married, like before they were married, could understand a little bit more. Now they're married. Amanda is an owner of this company.
She is Mrs. Loverboy.
She is Mrs.
She's Lover Girl. Okay. But yeah, Lindsay's just taking it too far. But I think probably Carl is only telling her the bad stuff. Like, you know, when you have a friend who the boyfriend sucks and you only hear the bad shit. So I feel like Lindsay's at that point.
Yeah. It's just difficult because I try to put myself in a position, and I think we're all looking at it from like a normal perspective where you're not friends. The girlfriend is not friends with the boyfriend's work people. And that's where it's complex.
Yeah. Tonette says, is it bad when I see Andrea in those khaki loose slacks? I'm thinking about him having the biggest dick Paige ever had.
I mean, we did see it.
Because it is. Paige picked a great weekend to be out. Granted, she did imply that Craig was better in bed for her than Andrea. Doesn't matter. He has an Italian accent. He is the best. Goodbye.
I also think this was a coincidence. I don't think she's like avoiding him. I think they have a really great friendship.
And everyone likes Paige so much when she's with Andrea, like doing a scene. Like it's only good for her.
I just love their banter, like their little Italian stuff. Maybe that's what I
Agreed.
was missing. Like if Paige would have been there, I could have seen like Andrea shine.
No, get out. Tonette says, Sam, I'm so sorry, babe. Why did Maya pick the right time to say this to Sam? I think it was the wrong time, but yeah,
I think maybe
this
it was
was
a why
bullshit.
didn't Maya pick the right time?
Probably. This was bullshit. This whole conversation was bullshit. Tonette says, I love Sierra. I feel some of Andrea's, or hang on, I feel some of Amanda's tear. Hang on. Oh, sorry, Tonette. I feel like some of Amanda's tears are related to her reproductive system mixed with this. It's a lot. I agree. Sierra, I'm feeling you. Not every battle has to be yours. Preach. Agreed. Okay. Tiffany says, Kyle needs to slow his roll. She was mean to Lindsay, and just because Amanda wants it to go away doesn't mean it'll happen.
Well, you got to respond to the text then
I
and like
agree.
talk it out.
Yeah, you have to talk it out. You can't just say like, you can't open this moment to, or pick this moment to be open dialogue. It's and have Danielle call her. Like it's just
right. You can't say, well, I've been mad forever, because
yeah,
you haven't been mad forever. You actually chose to not be mad, to the apologies, and like
yeah.
allude that this wasn't over.
And like if Lindsay wants to be mad, that's fine. I don't think Amanda is saying like it goes away, but it is not for Danielle to bring up in front of the whole group.
No.
If Lindsay wants it to go away, she can go to Amanda.
And
If
Lindsay
she
can't
doesn't,
bury her
have to.
anger for 2 months and then decide now at the summer house she's gonna be mad about it and talk about it.
Yes, there needs to be conversations, and I don't know who's right or wrong. We need receipts. I need to see what happened.
Think the way it's being handled, we can agree,
horrible.
is terrible.
By on both parties. Yeah. So Chrissy says, geez, I love Amanda, but talk about overreacting. I don't think it had to do with the stir the pot game.
Yeah.
Listen, Amanda seems sweet and friendly, but I agree. It's those types of people that can shock you the most. Rachel, and Danielle even said out of left field. Then Kyle stands up for his woman, yay, but in the wrong way, bitching about others. Yeah, I mean, we've seen Amanda have mean girl moments. I mean, like, this is not a surprise by any means. And it can be some of the sweetest people. But again, I think she's overreacting because of the fertility issue.
Emotional conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, not because of this.
Actually, we didn't talk about is that Danielle and Lindsay were like, see, we can't talk to her about this. That is not how you talk to someone about this. You can't point and say, oh, see, we can't talk to her about her being untrustworthy.
It wasn't this. And Danielle saying it's out of left field kind of like proves the point of like, then why are you saying it? Like, if you have a problem, even if it's just general, be like, Amanda, listen, I know we've been friends for a long time. I've seen some moments I don't love, and I'm just like wary about you. Yeah. Like there was a different way to say it that wasn't so general and that could so crazy.
Ease the blow and not not blow up the entire night. Do you think there's going to be an apology to Amanda next episode because we got like a to be continued?
I think Danielle will. I don't think Lindsay will.
Do you think Lindsay's going to talk about the issues, like why she's mad?
I think Lindsay's going to stay mad. I think Danielle's going to be like, sorry, I got involved in something that's not mine. And I'm sorry I called you out for that.
I think so too. I think Danielle's going to tell Amanda and like what the problem is. And then Amanda's going to go talk to Lindsay and be like, I didn't know there was a problem.
Lindsay definitely won't initiate the conversation though. No. Okay. But yay for Kyle sticking up for his woman. In the wrong way. Yeah, he blames Lindsay for everything. I just like
I'm over that too. We hear it every single episode and like with no new facts about why Lindsay is the problem.
So Kelsey says, ugh, I feel like Amanda definitely went into the evening already on edge about the period and fertility stuff. And then the trust comment was just a rough point that let everything come out. Yes, I think she's overreacting if that's what it was truly about. But now it's about Lindsay. Damn girl is getting all the hate. I agree. Lindsay should not be getting all this fucking hate. But I don't think Amanda is pissed about that one comment. I think she went in on edge.
It just the dam broke.
And I do think Lindsay and Amanda have beef. I think that's real. I think Danielle calling it out is wrong, and I think Kyle blaming Lindsay for everything is wrong. But Amanda and Lindsay,
I think Amanda thought it was a little more settled than this. Like then
Yes.
Danielle coming at her.
Like it wasn't something that everyone was going to be involved in.
Yes.
So, on a side note, Kelsey says, throughout Summer House, I feel like I've always had a soft spot or felt defensive for Lindsay. And I was really frustrated watching yet again her be the one to blame and in Carl's ear. These are grown men and they need to have to be able, or they have to be able to have a conversation without blaming a woman, period. I agree. I can't even say anything about it because it's so stupid. Like it's so stupid.
Dude, even coming from like not a Lindsay stan, like this is clear as day. Like the boys' problems are not Lindsay's fault. I am very quick to tell Lindsay when she has a piece of this puzzle, but with those two boys, no, she does not.
No, this is Kyle has beef with Lindsay. Lindsay has no idea what the fuck she did.
Like everything Lindsay is doing is what a girlfriend would do.
Yeah, agreed. So finally, it's so sad because it feels like Lindsay at this PJ party doesn't actually have a partner that's going to stand up for her. Ooh, hot take. Okay, hang on.
That
Let me
is
finish
actually really interesting. I never really thought about that. Like, I kind of do wish Carl did say a comment or two.
Let me finish Kelsey's. We
Okay.
can talk about it. She says, why didn't Carl say anything? It's just another example of Danielle truly stepping in and being a great friend and advocating for what she believes is right and staying loyal. I think Carl did the rational thing. I think there's no arguing with crazy. And I think Kyle's having a crazy moment.
Yeah.
So I think Carl saying, like, let him bury himself is correct. I do see where Danielle is coming from, though. Like, this man is disrespecting your woman. How come Danielle's going to say something and you're not?
I feel like you got to say one comment. Like, dude, that's not like, you can't stop saying that. And then, like, let it be and, like, say that in a calm voice. But I feel like you got to say something or, like, it just doesn't feel like you're loyal to your girlfriend, like, that you have her back.
Oh, see, I think Lindsay and Carl are both trying to correct me if I'm wrong.
They're on the same page about it.
I think they're on the same page, and I think they've gotten heat in the past on Summer House. They're beloved, but they've gotten heat.
Yeah.
And I think at this point they're like, why are we gonna take any kind of heat? Let Kyle take all the heat. Because once it gets escalated, right, you don't know where it's gonna go. So if you just let Kyle blow off his steam, Carl and Lindsay will not have to get into it and say or hear something that is going to be regretful the next day. It's
interesting because they just are unwilling to show up in any way. Like, listen, I understand you don't want to fight. All right. But that's part of the job. Like, that's what we do here.
Yeah, fight a little.
You don't want to show up. You don't want to hang out with the group at night. Like, you want to go on your own walks. Like, I just still don't understand why they signed up for this season.
Agreed. Okay. And then Casey, last podcast by the people. Casey says, Andrea is the most beautiful man ever. Like Gabby said, perfect specimen. But I agree with Paige's comment from last season. Too much perfection is not always a good thing. And he knows how hot he is. And that's always a dangerous red flag to me. And ironic that Paige was not there this weekend, although I don't think there's any more awkwardness with that love triangle anymore.
Me neither.
Listen, I know he's super hot. The red flags are flying, but he has yet to prove that he's not a good guy.
That's true. He better not do us dirty like this whole Sandoval drama. If he ever were to cheat on Lexi, I would lose it.
I would stop this podcast. I would never be able to
I would not believe in morals and good people anymore.
I'd be
Evil
so sad.
will have taken over.
Casey finishes off and says, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Where are all the parties? Dinner and going out and then a dang pajama party? Lame. Have they had any parties yet this summer?
No, that is a good point.
Yeah, they haven't hosted one party.
That is the epitome of summer.
Not
house.
even for themselves.
One theme, like this stupid little slumber party. Like, where the decor for it? Even in the COVID times, we had decor for every party.
We had decor.
Like, I want you to blow up a giant raft that is like a cloud because we're at a slumber party, or like have a fucking pillow fight. Get into it.
Play truth or dare. Let's jump in the pool
bottle,
naked.
But make it like shots.
Anything.
Spin the bottle, like something.
Anyway, she finishes off and said, Amanda said on Insta stories that she was super drunk. And I think that and the period
Mm,
thing made for a big overreaction. Sure,
yeah.
that might hurt my feelings a bit too, but alcohol definitely doesn't help. It's just a game. I
Yeah. I
agree.
think that's where the tears came from.
If I'm drunk and I'm already sad, this is gonna light me
Waterworks.
on fire. I'm gonna be so sad. Oh, okay, we did it. It was a long episode. We made something out of nothing, honestly. I think we were just pumped. They actually
I'm actually
partied.
weirdly concerned about next episode. I feel like it's just like darkness and we have no idea what's happening. And I don't like that. I
I
like the
feel
next
like,
time ons.
do you kind of feel like there will never be another party because they're just gonna fight?
Why are they like, they're too adult? I want a party. I swear to God, if we don't get a party next episode, I'm going to lose it.
Kyle's birthday, right?
Yeah. Yep.
We
Yep.
have
Yep.
to. He's turning
Yes.
39
No,
or
he's turning
40.
40. You're right.
This is
Next
it.
episode has to be Kyle's birthday.
We didn't get 4th of July.
I'm still so upset about that.
It's fine. You know what? You want to hear us live our best life? Please check out It's About the Pasta, Vanderpump Rules podcast. That one is totally different vibes because they are delivering for once in their goddamn fucking, since we started the podcast, they're finally fucking delivering, honestly. But we will continue to do this. I have higher hopes. I think the blow ups are going to be insane.
Yeah.
I have very low expectations for parties. So check both of those out. We are excited to be here. I think that's it. Do all the things. Follow us on Instagram. Instagram's fucking lit.
Yes, it's a good time. Rate, review, subscribe. But as always, thanks for joining us.
Yay!
Bye.